Hello everybody, this is Chris from Cinema Trailer News. Welcome to another movie review. This one is for Bodies. Now, why is Bodies about? This is A24's latest horror film. It's a gingery flavor murder mystery slash dark comedy about a rich 20-something whose hurricane party doesn't go according to plan. Who throws a hurricane party? That was interesting for sure. Now, the game they play is essentially a real life version of Among Us. But what starts as a fun party game quickly starts being all that fun for the characters. As bodies starts dropping and the group becomes desperate to figure out who is the killer before someone else ends up dead. And before you ask, no, of course they can't get help because they're on a remote family mansion where the lights inevitably go out and several reception starts working. And classic horror movie tropes and backstabbing and murder mystery shenanigans. Now, I was a little bit concerned going into this movie, and that is because when any movie that focuses on portraying a specific generation runs the risk of turning it into a cliche. And Bodies takes the comedy approach. So on top of that, the risk is even higher. And fortunately, the director, Reijn, knew what she was doing here and was really open to collaboration and improvisation from the actors in order to make these characters work, to make the way they interact and speak feel realistic. The movie was the line between satire and authenticity impressively well, and the cast has a lot to do with that. On the page, this is a story that uses the murder mystery framework to explore how friendships and relationships function for these generations. And to pull that off, you need a cast that has genuinely chemistry and actors who fit together in this somewhat of a dysfunctional friend group. And the ensemble here absolutely nails the necessary group dynamics as well as the individual characters quick. Now, for me, the big standout here is Rachel Sennott, but I actually thought that everyone here was great. This movie is very well cast. Now, and even what Pete Davidson was doing here, which was unexpected, it was great. Now, I still wouldn't say that I'm bored with him in general, but him as this specific character, it makes sense. Now, as far as the humor go, I thought the movie was pretty hilarious. Now, there's some jokes here and there that didn't quite land for me, but overall, this definitely works as a dark comedy. And that being said, I can see this kind of humor now working for some people. And if that is the case for you, I'm afraid the whole movie is not going to be your cup of tea. And Bodies is definitely a dark comedy and satire first, and a murder mystery second. And speaking of the murder mystery, I want to make it clear that this is a whodunit rather than a slasher, because the marketing and the early buzz for this movie may have misled you into thinking this is a gangster slasher movie, and it's not. And it's important to have that proper expectation here and know what you're getting yourself into. So that comedy slash murder mystery not a slasher. And if you have concerns about all the best moment and plot twists being in the trailers, don't worry, that's definitely not the case. Now, speaking of the plots, and don't worry, I'm still going to keep this spoiler free. I'm not going to get any spoilers here, so don't panic. And I would say that initially I did not love the ending, but thinking more of the ending, however, I think that ending the movie in any other way was not like go against everything the movie was doing, and the point they was trying to make here. So I think they choose the right ending for the specific story they were trying, and the comments, the social comments, and the movie they were making. So I think that it fits with that, and that's important here. Now, see, here's a bodies on the surface. It's kind of a silly, kind of dark, entertaining movie with some tiny dialogue and memorable group of friends who really just trying to survive the night. However, once you start thinking about it, you realize that it's actually smarter than it may seem at first glance. And if you're interested in digging deeper, you can absolutely do that at this point. It's trying to make a point of the current state of society, culture, and what it's doing to people, and where it's going to take us. And here's why the director had to say about it. So I'm quoting here. So she says, we all live in a world where we're not actually looking at each other or seeing what is going on. And the characters, the film, they're not looking at what was taking place, they're just reacting, and that becomes almost hysteria under pressure. We're much more driven by our primal urge than we would like to think. So yes, while it might be easy to dismiss this as look at a Gen Z group dynamic, paranoia, anxiety, Reijn puts a mirror to a much wider group of people that what it reflects is fear, insecurity, anger, manipulation, hypocrisy, status, and some pretty interesting group dynamics as well. And human nature at its primal under pressure. I mean, it's an A24 movie. Did you really expect to this be a simple thriller? Now, then again, if you're not into all that, the movie is very enjoyable as long as you are into a sense of humor, and I'll say the ending as well. And Bodies may not reinvent the genre, but it offers a fresh and clever spin on a murder mystery, and it's timely, well written, and it's funny, and the chemistry between the actors is great as the comedic time. It's a 94 minutes of tense group dynamics, backstabbing, satire, and also, of course, dead bodies. And if this sounds like the movie for you, you should definitely check it out, because it's in theaters now. It was a limited release, but it's now going a wide release this past weekend. So, and this is a movie that is fun to watch with a group of friends. It makes it more fun. And I will say that the way I see it, this was a great time in the theaters. It's really a great movie to watch. It definitely brings some interesting things, elements, and ideas to explore here, and it feels really fresh, something new. So I appreciate that. So that's my review for bodies. Now in theaters. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, consider subscribe to the channel, and like always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.